Good afternoon. The time is 1:54 p.m. August 26, 2021, a Tuesday. News headline: What the North should expect from the Fülãñïs herdsmen after the 1st September open grazing deadline. After the 1st September deadline for the herdsmen to vacate the South will be relieved of their many years of mourning, gnashing of teeth. The pendulum would no longer be swinging counterclockwise in the South because by that time, laws would have been enacted and enforced. The only option that remains for the killer herdsmen is to relocate back to the North from where they migrated to the South, and they have no other choice than to continue their onslaught in all the North. By that time, the North will feel the heat and will witness what the South has been crying for a long time. Although few parts of the North, like Plateau State, have witnessed the herdsmen activities. This would probably bring solutions to the problems because it is like the legitimate authority power is residing in the North. Therefore, they would use the power to find an everlasting solution to the herdsmen menace. Over the years, the South and few parts of the North have been clamoring for solutions and relief from the federal government, who always give one excuse or another, but these will be truly defined when the killings and destruction of farmland, raping, kidnapping are witnessed in all the North, whether the herdsmen activities are good or not. Those who are either supporting, abetting, or sitting on the fence will then swing into action to save their farms, lives, and properties. The ugly activities of the herdsmen would continue in the North, since the blood of those who were killed will torment them wherever they are. The herdsmen wouldn't want their business closed. It is worthwhile to note that the federal government should do everything possible to support the South in curbing the killer herdsmen activities, because when it turns off the North to suffer from the South suffered, it would be a double tragedy because at the same time, the North will be suffering from Boko Haram terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and herdsmen will crown all. By that time, it will be more disastrous than ever. Witches don't know boundaries. When they lack blood to suck, they can suck their children and their own blood to survive. The only solution to the herdsmen activities is the ranching method, where cows are kept in a place to feed and grow until they are ripe for use, as it is witnessed in other developed nations of the world. A stitch in time saves 9. The South has relieved themselves and the North must support them before it is too late. And this ends the news for today. Good afternoon. The time is 1:57 p.m. And the analysis is: the federal government has remained taciturn as regards the killer herdsmen operating in the southern part of the country, Delta to be precise. And this has resulted to the southern governors and also the lawmakers to come into a common agreement and that September 1st, 2021 should be the deadline for all the House of Assemblies in the South to pass the law prohibiting open grazing Delta State House of Assembly, which happened some weeks ago, around July 27 and 28, where they held a public hearing on the bill for the law. That is, by September 1st, 2021, all the killer herdsmen must vacate the southern part of the country. And here are the Arewas already lamenting ahead or meditating ahead that by the time the Fülãñïs herdsmen are asked to vacate the southern part of the country, they would have no choice than to relocate back to the north where they have where they migrated from to the south. And they would have no other choice because that is their own kind of business. They will have no other choice than to continue their onslaught in the north. And by that time, the north will feel the same heat and witness what the South has been crying over for a long period of time. And here is the Arewa suggesting that the federal government better find a a means to end the activities of the Fulani herdsmen in the south by supporting the south in this fight against the killing and other excesses of the Fulani herdsmen. Because by the time a witch does not find any blood to suck again, then it beckons back on the blood of his own child or even himself just to survive. And to avoid a double tragedy at the same time, where the North has been suffering the Boko Haram terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping, and as well, by the time the Fulani herdsmen will return back to the North to crown it all again by their excesses of which they have been performing in the southern part of the country, then this may be beyond the capacity of the North to endure the hardship and pressures from all angles. And the only solution that has been suggested, however, is that the federal government provides the ranching method, where the cows are kept in a proper place and being fed and grown until they are ripe for use, as this has been the method used in developed nations of the world. That is, a stitch in time saves 9. And this makes us to recall the situation of a farmer and a priest, one Reverend Oyembadi in Delta, who was kidnapped twice around 2016 and 2020, and ever since then has remained indoor because of this trauma. He has also advised that President Muhammadu Buhari be sincere in his approach to governance rather than being nepotistic, adding that the government is for themselves and not for the masses, and that is wrong. That the armed herdsmen have threatened that everything in the country belongs to them, and he is saying that this is his own fatherland, just like it's our fatherland, except they are saying we don't have our fatherland and we cannot protect our fatherland. There is nothing wrong with somebody driving away a stranger out of his own father's house. And he insisted that a task force should be set up to execute the ban. Presently, it is a crime to touch the cows of the Fulani herdsmen when they invade your own farm and destroy your own crop. Right now, if you arrest them, they have godfathers that would fight for them. And by the time the anti-grazing law is passed, we have the authority over the cows that trespass in our own farmland. It becomes an offense for the cows to enter anybody's farm, because if they do and you touch their cow, you have not committed a crime. And that is why September 1st, 2021 has been set as a deadline for the good of the southern people, and likely these Fulani herdsmen may return back to the north, which has been their origin, and it may be a double tragedy for the northern part of the country if the federal government do not do the necessary. Thank you. The time is 2:04 p.m. August 6, 2021.